Laptops now have gotten to be tiny, but everybody carries more computing power in their smartphone than we had in corporate computers just a few years ago. And, we use tablets, so there are a bunch of issues with that. There are a bunch of security issues with that. There are a bunch of social issues with that. You used to have to buy a newspaper to ignore people on the bus or train or at the coffee table, and now you just have to, whip out your phone. But it means we have access to data. We can be more efficient. We're also more connected, which can drive stress. It can drive burnout. One of the things that I've researched off and on for years. So it's very powerful, but it's this huge change. The idea that we have this, and another piece of that is cloud. It doesn't necessarily have to be cloud, but the fact that these devices, as powerful as they are, they don't store and process everything. So we take these devices, our tablets and our smartphones, and our ever smaller laptops, and we use services that are provided over the internet. And the internet access is not ubiquitous and it depends on where you are, but it's getting there. There are coffee shops, there are pubs, there are cafes that have wireless internet access everywhere. So we accept that, and with mobile data and our 3G and 4G phones, we assume that we're going to be connected all the time, and that is part of that. And so we're connected to services that we don't control often. They're cloud-based services. We rely on Google or Microsoft or Apple to provide us mail services and other things, and more corporations do that, and they're leveraging that back end that to a certain extent was driven by consumerization of these things. So we have this radical shift of where the power is, literally in our pockets, and where the data lives, and the kind of models it takes to do that, while still supporting decades-old visions of infrastructure. The biggest unsolved problem of information security, the flip answer is all of them. First of all, I have a problem with the word solve, because in information security, we're dealing with truly hard problems. We're dealing with honestly difficult problems. I don't know that a lot of the problems are solvable, especially at enterprise scale. They're addressable. We can improve the conditions. We can improve our understanding of them. But there are some, there's so many things that are fundamental. Every time there's a breach, no matter what it was, we always say, oh, that's Security 101, and they got it wrong. But nowhere can I send the folks at the local pub or coffee house a link of, here's the 101 curriculum, right? It's whatever we get offended with, but things that are fundamental. One of the things that I see continuously is organizations still don't have good inventories, asset inventories. And as basic as that is, there's so much you can't do until you take that step. You can't categorize your assets. You can't do risk-based analysis on all of them until you know what they are and what they've got. And so, at some level, those real fundamentals are there. In security, we still don't grasp that we have to make it easy to do the right thing. One of the things I've been quoting lately is I've been doing a lot of historical research in Infosec. I started the Shoulders of Infosec project, and the WARE report, which was a U.S. Government guidance from 67 to 70. 1970 was the final version was issued. And it was guidance for the U.S. government to protect classified and sensitive data, but it's relevant today in many ways. And one of the takeaways there was that user experience, usability has to be considered at the beginning of planning and design, or users will circumvent or subvert the controls so that they can do their jobs. And we've known this for 50 plus years, and yet we see security technology that gets in the way. And there are things that people don't embrace. So for example, and just to pick an example out of the air, so we talked about mobile devices. A lot of places, are still trying to fight mobile devices. And it's a losing battle because they're going to come in anyway. So what you ought to do is manage them. But one of the things that you can do is you look at two-factor authentication. So a lot of us walk around, we have multiple little thingies on our keychain, right? But we don't want to put on our keychain because then our pocket's huge. So we put on a key ring on the desk, and And then you go to a trade show across the ocean, and now you don't have that. So you don't have access to the sensitive stuff. So you may do dumb things. You call your kids at home and ask them. No, you can use your phone if we can put our agent on your phone, and you install the Duo Security or Google, or it doesn't matter what brand. You put this authenticator application on there that's approved by the company. You can still do whatever. It's your phone. We're not going to remote wipe without telling you unless you get terminated for causes. But now you can have your phone. You can use it for company email. Just let us do this to secure it. Now I, as the consumer, have a more secure device because somebody that's a professional is watching it. And I can access company resources controlled by two-factor authentication. We don't take advantage of those opportunities. Just to use that example, here's an opportunity to make it easier for us to do what we need to do as knowledge workers or whatever we do, and incrementally increase security. Did we solve a problem? No, we didn't solve it, but we made it easier to do what I need to do my job, and we made it easier for the company to assure that I'm doing it securely, and we made it easier to do my job securely. And those sort of opportunities, they're rare, but we don't jump on them, and we don't build towards those sort of solutions.
All that's left for us to present, to officially induct Jack into our Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much.
An industry legend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.